Alright, welcome to Team Fortress TV coverage of ETF2L Season 26. Today we are watching the Week 7 official between Lowpander and nerdRage. Both teams now, this is a relatively meaningless match, but we have the number 2 seeded playoff team versus the number 4th seeded playoff team now that ChamGG is folded. So this, I guess, will be an interesting preview for the playoff match that they will play sometime next week, probably. They are, let's intro the rosters. I'll go with Lowpander. So, Lowpander is using most of their normal roster. Granger Bob and Mr. Epic on Scout, Hildra's Demo, Uber's Pocket, Kisakala Medic, but they're playing with Zoob on Roamer / maybe Flex instead of their usual Flex player Mookie. And I have a co-caster here that I haven't introduced. WARHURYEAH, you can go and introduce nerdRage's roster.
nerdRage are featuring the fabulous frogs of Ombrak on Medic. We've got Neo and Blade on the Scout duo. Blitzo is murking for Medico. They've got Korback on the other soldier role, and Namtak as the Demon Man.
Yeah, so both teams with a stand-in. So, So, do you have any predictions for this match?
It's going to be garbage.
I mean, that is, people can kind of see that coming.
For those that may not be aware at home, this game actually means nothing at all. These teams are both in playoffs because ChamGG folded, so they both made it to playoffs. They cannot lose their position in playoffs either, so nerdRage will finish second regardless of the result, and Lowpander will finish fourth regardless of the result. So regardless of who wins or loses, we all lose, because we're sitting here on a Sunday evening watching competitive Team Fortress 2.
Well, that's a little depressing, but might be slightly accurate. But yeah, I said that this was actually a preview of playoffs, but that's not right, because 2nd and 4th seed don't play each other, but because I think nerdRage would be playing Arctic Foxes in the first round, and Lowpander will be playing 7. So
So it's it's going to be one of those games. Mookie's not playing, so the off-classing will probably be reduced by a bit, but there is a bit of beef in between these two teams, mainly the schedule. On who and what day people play and all this rubbish, and the fact that nerdRage and this team don't scrim against each other. So, but we have started though.
Alright, well, let's see what happens on this first mid. Zoob is, as you said, is not going to be off-classing to mid here. Cookie Cutter 6's lineup for both teams. Let's see what happens. Team's taking a while to get to mid, in typical granary fashion. Hildra's on top, Namtek's on the ground. Hildra's a little weak going into mid. Namtek is actually getting a lot of space here. Granger Bob weak on the left. Korback jumps onto the left crate there. Hildra drops on top. And it seems like Lowpander trying to get onto Ombrak. Not really working out. Both soldiers gets taken out. They do get a kill on Korback, but this is a relatively clean mid for nerdRage.
Yeah, they got Ombrak did really well to surf the aggression. I think it was Zoob that went in first, and he just surfed and managed to juke Ubers out a bit, and then he got picked out of the air. So it's really, really good for them. I don't think they're gonna really see here. I would just push to last right now, because you might as well push when they don't have all their players up and take the Uber fight now instead of waiting for them to get level 3. You know?
Yeah.
This might be a little bit of a snooze fest now, because it's a stalemate situation. None of the teams are really obliged to push because this game doesn't mean anything. And there's an engineer. So it's like, I wonder what's going to happen. Possibly nothing.
We'll see if Mr. Epic can maybe get a sniper pick. Actually, he's going to go over to Spy. Not willing to wait here. Going to take the initiative.
Yeah, it's
just pick on Ombrak.
It's just checking for classes to see if they're running any off classes on nerdRage. There was a scout that did try to go in left side, but he got hit with some stickies, so he's taken that as a hint that he's not welcome. We've got Blade who's going aggressive onto Hildreth. Oh wow. Callback went in and got a drop. That was sudden. That was a really good distraction play, so much that it distracted me.
Yeah, but Lowpander's actually trying to push in, trying to force the nerdRage Uber, not really working out. See a horn getting popped off by Ubers. That is the Conqueror. The Uber gets popped off. They're having a trouble with killing that sentry, but they have a lot of space here on the left. Just gonna have to get onto the point, get the kills they need. They're just playing the point a lot of time. Mr. Epic does get core back. Blitzo trades that kill out. And Lowpander is doing a good job of holding this somehow. Seems like they've been getting all their spawners, and nerdRage is kind of stuck here. And yeah, there comes the Zoob heavy. They're gonna have to get out. Blade gets caught and dies on the way out.
I think it was a case of maybe too much, or going in too quickly. I mean, they did have a few picks, but for some reason I get surprised by the sentry gun, which doesn't really make sense. I mean, it's Prem, you know, you can listen for things. You should know they have a sentry gun, and the sentry shot at your scout, so you must know where it is and everything, but it's also the battalion's backup. Please understand your horns.
Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't see.
There's no excuse. It's ruined a critical storyline in this game. I don't know what that one does either, to be honest.
It's the resistance one, just like 20%
defensive
less.
buff,
Yes.
yeah. From crits, sentry damage, and 35% damage resistant.
Yeah,
okay.
you should know these things. Come on, man.
I don't. I'm sorry.
We're doing another critical storyline.
Well, I'm just really showing the cracks in my TF2 knowledge and the lore.
Expected a lot better of you. When I saw the legendary WARHURYEAH casting with me. Oh, there's the pick from Blade onto Mr. Epic. To be peeking a little bit more aggressively, trying to get another pick. Doesn't seem like nerdRage wants to push off of this though. He was very far in though, and just he does die to Ubers. Korvac gets a kill on Zoo, but
They still got 2 picks. Korvac is doing like loads of work on top, and the sniper Blade tries to go for one of those proper sick hero picks where you think you can just slam everyone, but they don't do it. They pop off the battalion's back up, so the horn has been tooted, and they're able to take this for second kind of for free. The Uber's now popped from nerdRage, and there is a back cap going on. It is Korvac that is on it. It gets taken out, and now it's just going to be another situation which is possibly equalized. Woo!
You're tired of Lowpander, yeah, just going back to squash that back cap.
Yeah, the situation is the same. I really want them to just go for an Uber push. Come on, like this game doesn't mean anything, but they're playing like it does.
I mean, they
Just
do
push.
Yeah, they are playing with Ubers on that horn, so you'd think maybe try to trade and they just push in with the horn, but instead they pushed with the horn and then traded.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't know why they did that. They should have just, as you're saying, if they use the Uber first and they manage to get them to Uber, then you're actually in a situation where after the Ubers have exchanged, which is a more likely situation as well, you can then just re-push with the horn. But oh well, I guess it's they're just not as good as us.
Mr. Epic's still sniping with that Machina. Maybe try to get one of those fat 173 body shot kills.
Kalat, get ready for it.
But it does get Blade with a sticky trap, but seems to may have just sacked to go off class.
It's going to be thrilling. We've got 5 seconds of intense waiting to find out what class he's going to spawn as.
Oh,
It's let's go.
My God!
Nope. He's
Ooh, he faked us out.
Yeah, Mr. Epic's now gone into spawn to try and detect what he's running, and he's now aware that he's running sniper. No surprises.
This is some premiership level Team Fortress 2 action. Blade picking in on the left, trying to get a pick onto Mr. Epic. Gets the headshot. Gets counter headshotted, and Grenjabob cleans the kill up. Small little pick. Don't think Lowpander is going to do anything with it, but I mean, a man can hope.
Yeah. Maybe if this game had some meaning behind it, they would have pushed, but that was actually, I don't think if Champ GG was playing today, it would make a difference, would it? No, it wouldn't.
So we're just in... back. Yeah. There's a soldier pick. Maybe they're gonna do something.
They tooted a horn. No, he's just holding on to the horn right now. He's just Ubers is just holding it in his hand, tooting it, and he likes a little trumpet, and he doesn't want to use it just yet, you know, he doesn't want to do it. Ah, there's another pick, that's a down one. Surely they'll push off this, as this is a perfect situation to push when you have Uber v Uber and you've just killed a demo. Ubers is looking like he's gearing up, he's released the horn, he is pushing through up to Lunchbox. He's doing some really good damage, but he is being left high and dry as his medic has disappeared. I think he's just been given the duties of forcing. The medic is now with him, so they're taking a little bit of a joust in Lunchbox. However, the Ubers have been traded, so this is actually pretty decent, and they've lost Blitzo as well. Namtak is sticking up the right side, so they have been forced to trade positions slightly.
Yeah, Korbek was on Spy there, very awkwardly sitting there while his team was trading the Ubers, giving Lowpander, I guess, the space they needed to get that second point.
I didn't see the Spy either. I never saw that.
Yeah, he was just sitting in a corner doing nothing, so not surprised you didn't see him.
Yeah, but that was he had me. That's the perfect Spy play. That is, nobody even knew he was there. I'm just getting, just having a look at Callback now. He's just sneaking his way in. I don't think they aren't aware of this. I don't think I think they were aware that we're going to push and he wouldn't be able to check off classes. So, and as it's Callback, he's not really known for going the off classes. Let me have a look. He's always hiding in the corner. Zub is Spy checking. Oh, he's uncloaked. Ah, Kisakala's found him. He gets one shot, two shot. Ah, hoo-hoo. My goodness, he held on to that.
He almost died to that roller.
Yeah, 31 HP before he managed to get away, and they kill Callback. The Ubers have been exchanged again, I believe. Oh my goodness, if Neo gets out, oh my fucking god, that was the sickest thing. That is so sick, I vomited. That was insane juking. Holy shit, that was amazing. Like, he was Ubered. I was sure he's going to die and get caught out. But he just surfs them all. Like, he just surfs every rocket. And that's pretty much won him. Like, won him the whole round. He was able to go in so much.
Oh yeah, there's 1-0 for nerdRage. Off of that, that superior, I guess, post-Uber play there.
That was, honestly, I'm like aghast by that. That was absolutely sick. That was to like stay alive in a situation where you should really die, and then to go back in and then kill the down man and then stay alive anyway and push the last is just wow.
All right, well we're in this next mid. Lowpander's rolling up mostly on the right here. nerdRage has Umbrick on top. Namtak dies. Zub and Grenjabob soon follow. There's a bomb from Ubers onto Blitzo, not getting the kill. The kills are going nerdRage's way. Kisakala is going to try to get out. Mr. Epic does get Blitzo on mid. Kisakala getting chased by Neo. Does get an arrow onto Neo.
This is going to be embarrassing.
Neo. Oh, he misses. He gets the pack. Can he get him?
Oh, wow.
And Neo gets the kill, and it's a wipe for Lowpander.
Man, I hate those situations. Whenever you're chasing a medic 1v1 and he gets like a couple of arrows off and then that's it. Time slows down and you think, if I get killed by this medic, that's going to be really embarrassing, and it's going to be on the internet for all to see. Luckily, he did not fall victim of that. So they're going to go through a push through top as well, which is really good when you've got an Uber advantage, and they're not really waiting for the sentry to really be built up forward. Fully, it is level 2. It is getting focused down, and Grenjabob's sentry, Zub's sentry gets taken out. Kisakala is running Vaccinator as well. nerdRage are a Vaccinator-orientated team, so they must know what to do to counter it, and they decide the counter is to stand on the point. And they bloody well stand on it good and proper.
Well, I mean, that's what you do to win this game. You stand on the point, cap it.
Make notes.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, that was... I kind of feel like they still take too long pushing into last, personally, but... You know, it's just because the level 2 sentry puts too much distraction. That's not really worth, you know, it doesn't really have to be there, but never mind. It's mid number 3.
Alright, Hilder's taking a little bit of damage from Namtek spam. Most nerdRage on top here. Bomb coming from both soldiers onto Hildreth, and the medic. Hildreth does die. Kisakala serves the rocket out. Zub gets Ombrak, and Blade gets Mr. Epic, and Zub also dies on mid. Ubers is just on the nerdRage side trying to fight for his life. Trying to fight for this win, but that long-range rocket from Korbak taking him out. Grenjabob fighting Blade back on the Lowpander side, and Kisakala gets revenge for the last chase.
It did. The 1v1s have now been equalized. They are on Add one, Viaduct middle and MG, and now it's a tie. That is that must be embarrassing. Is there any shit talk in chat? Nope. Expecting quite a bit from these two teams. I'm getting disappointed, but there's still plenty of time left for these two to throw insults at each other.
Bledsoe has a lot of space here, very close to the Lowpander medic. Gets a rocket off with his Kisakal, actually. Second one drops very low, but he does die. This is going to be Lowpander capping the midpoint with this 50%, well, basically full Uber advantage that they have.
And because they've lost a demo as well, it's probably going to be second for free because the spawns have been extended for Namtak and Blitzo for another 3 seconds. Yeah, there's a sentry going up on last from Neo, so they're playing it well. But yes, you can't. It's actually quite a bit unfortunate for Namtak, and Blade goes down as well, so they're going to have an Uber disadvantage. Well, actually, they might actually still be able to get it if. Like, no, they're not going for it. Lowpander aren't really pushing as hard as I'd like them to be. They know they had a full Uber advantage. I would just say just roll this last because Umbrak's going to get it now. So now it's going to be the stalemates on last. Zoob looks like he's going to want to go in top. He is. The sentry
flies into the air, and Mr. Epic actually dies to Blade. 2 players down for Lowpander.
They have been enrolled in the French space program. And they have been launched high in the sky. But there's a lot of feeding going on right now on the blue team. So for Lowpander, that's not good. So lose Ubers unless they're going to go for they're going to go for a trade on second. They don't get the multi Uber off either, and they popped early. Hildreth is in a bit of a sticky situation, but he does actually get out on the left side, which is good. Namtak is kind of overextended by himself. But everybody from nerdRage is now just going to go over to the right side. They're going to take a trade. Hildreth, he's going behind. He is aware of the potential of an upset on this strat. But nerdRage react appropriately, and they do go back for him and get a free pick on the demo. They should really burst through here. They've got loads more classes. I think they're not really aware of the Uber advantages. I think that's what they seem to be afraid of.
Yeah, I saw Zoob trying to make a play onto the demo, onto Namtak, not really working out. nerdRage is going in onto this midpoint. They do not have the Uber yet. They're trying to get the Uber out of Kisakala. They do pull it off. There's no one on Umbrak, actually. There's Mr. Epic walking in. The Uber does get forced on the nerdRage side. Lowpander's going to try to get out. Zoop is probably going to get caught. Ubers is going to get caught out as well. 3 people down for Lowpander. nerdRage is going to cap this mid.
Anything that I feel sort of comes down to a DM fight, I really do feel like it's going to be in nerdRage's favour. I mean, they do have Ubers and Mr. Epic, but they've got 3 remaining players that aren't DM experienced, I'd say, to put it kindly.
Everyone knows about those Hildreth crits.
Yeah. But I just think in an equal DM fight, it's going to be very, very difficult unless Ubers and Mr. Epic come out. And there is going to be quite a bit of point pressure. It's a good play from nerdRage. They're going to go in through Lunchbox just to try and catch out any of the flank players, and they do. They get Ubers and Hildreth. So that is 2 free picks. They're going to go in right side. There's no stickies there. Neo's leading the charge. He's going to take a 1v1 against Granger Bob. It's Uber v Uber. Oh, Kisakala does. I think he just gets it in the nick of time. There's still not 2 spawns waiting for Lowpander. Hildreth now spawns as well. So this is going to be... It's drawing out quite quickly. If they don't get any instant frags, then this could go the other way. But no, it's like they're going to get secured. Callback gets to Kisakala. It's just Ubers and Hildreth less versus 4. And my math tells me that is a higher number.
Oh, well, Ubers. Ooh, the pipe from Namtak. But the spawner coming in. Can Zoob get Blade?
Oh my god, there's another spawner. Easy.
That almost seems to be a repeat of the first last push. Just the nerdRage taking too long, but just barely winning it.
Yeah, I don't know what's really going... I don't know, I think some of their coordination is a bit split in some ways. There were some people that weren't really getting on the point, but you know, they may not be sort of try-harding that well. I
mean, they do have the Merc, so maybe that's messing up their coordination a little bit as well. But alright, next mid. Ubers tries to get on top left, try to get some early aggression. Gets dropped very low. I see Soldier dropping on or jumping all over the place. Blitz gets a good rocket on Kisakala. Almost tries to get a second. There goes Kisakala, but Lowpander is actually getting a lot of kills onto nerdRage as well. And it's just Korvac left behind on the left, and that's a win. The first mid win for Lowpander.
Zub was sitting on a comfortable 1 hit point. That's one more than he needed.
Well, with that amazing insight, let's see what happens on this last hold when, oh, well, we have a pause. Ah, a pause. Beautiful.
Classic. I like a good pause. You can only... Let's see. I'm going to decide their fates. Actually, no, there's no fighting, so that's fine. I prefer it when... You know, like when a team is fighting, and then they pause, like obviously 90 seconds in the future. Because it'll be like there'll be a pipe that's about to hit someone, or looks like they're about to hit someone, so you got to try and like guess their fate as to what happens, but no one's here is in immediate danger. So it'll be just another standard last hold. I'd imagine that nerdRage will play it the same as they did previously, probably just maybe force Lowpander into making a mistake, because they don't really need to push out, there's no need for them, they're 3-0 up. So there's no urgency from them.
Just think that Lowpander might try to push, or if they're just gonna stalemate it, as people say.
They'll probably wait for both teams. They'll probably wait for Uber. I'd imagine that they'll wait for nerdRage to get Uber, and then they'll probably do like a force play. So it'd be, well, that's what I would suggest. Probably just go for something safe. Try and get a force. If you do, brilliant, and then you can sort of go from there.
That sounds pretty reasonable.
I think the problem with what happened to him last time is that they started feeding too many players on the Uber exchange on second, so I think they lost Ubers as soon as the Uber got popped. And from both teams, so they were at a massive disadvantage, and I think it was just Hildreth that was left alive to try and do something with the Uber. So it wasn't exactly favoured on them, but I like going through people's loadouts to see what they're wearing. No one's really got anything interesting.
No, nothing? Well, I'm looking at this...
Both of their men are wearing party hats, which is a strange fashion choice.
I mean, the French sometimes have...
Yeah, but Hildreth is doing it as well. Oh. He's not French. That's what I mean, they're both wearing party hats.
Well, maybe they coordinated it.
Mate, or that would be like, you go out and it's like when girls only wear the same dresses, and like, oh my god, why are you wearing the same dress as me? Blitzo's he's not got anything good either.
Well, I think when people have the same hat, they're trying to be the better demo with the party hat. I don't think it's friendly. I think it's a competition.
Like, maybe coordinating, styles for when you play against, well, where you play with like you have scouts of the same loadouts kind of thing.
I guess.
It doesn't really work when they're opposing.
Well, I mean, maybe you confuse, the colors a little bit. Maybe you always play on blue, maybe you always play on red. That might throw you off a little bit.
What's Granger Bob's hat? I've never seen that before.
I don't know. I'm a big old tryhard, so I don't have hats on.
Grandmaster. Oh, on pause.
Let's see what's going on. Yep, Kisakala and Ubers are trying to make their way to the second point. Builder just sitting alone there, just spamming a little bit. nerdRage, as you said, just sitting on last, just holding with the 2 off classes they got, or single off class. Never mind, my HUD is lying to me because of the pause.
And I'm gonna quickly zoom, flick through all the players. It's just an engineer. I think it's building. That's got nothing to do with the state of this game.
Well, we have aero building. We're trying to build up the Ubers as fast as possible, but it's going to be equal compared to the Lowpander Uber. And well, Uber's trying to make some space, trying to maybe see if he can get anything on the left. He does get Blade's Sentry there. That's
a push situation if I ever saw one. Zuby's going to try and go in left side. He's going to go for a cheeky force. No. He decided against it. He's going to rotate top Oh, he's timed out. This is the
Whoa.
pause. Oh, and Blitzo, he gets the free frag. Wow. Damage
Shameful.
padding.
Shameful.
No honor. That is just not good. To be honest. That's dishonorable.
Alright, well, the pause has just ended. Zoob is back. He's connecting, and, well, nerdRage is not going to be pushing off of this.
He's got a sniper.
Ah.
Interesting. The Zoob sniper.
Well, maybe he can pull something off, you know? I mean, that is the clan tag that Lowpander is running for this match, so maybe they have faith in this Zoob sniper.
Maybe. He's doing it for the literal logs that he owns. You know, he could probably manipulate the logs if he really wanted to. Oh, I reconnect just in time to see him get headshot. Beautiful.
Well, Korvac going in, trying to do something. We get the force onto Kisakala, but gets immediately denied by Granger Bob. Putting us back into equilibrium. Let's see if when the next play is coming in. Still sniper from Zoob, I presume. There's a pick from Neo onto Ubers though. See if nerdRage wants to try and do anything off of this.
Nah, I don't think they will. There's no point for them at all. They don't need to push out. They're 3-0 up. It's very comfortable for them. There's 10 minutes left. They're probably gonna enjoy some, you know, probably sitting there with some ratatouille or something.
Ratatouille?
Yeah, that's the first French orientated dish I could think of. And it's got nothing to do with the film. Yeah, actually, it does have something to do with the film. I really like that film.
I'd say it's a pretty one of the better films, like animated 3D films of the
What's
last
your
like 10
favorite
years.
Pixar film?
I don't know, like maybe Wall-E.
Oh, mate. Internet high five.
Nice.
Wall-E is like one of my favorites as well. Oh, I love that film. It's beautiful. It makes me cry.
Very
almost
beautiful movie.
all the time. Yeah.
Like, I really like the scenes with all the fat people in it.
Oh, in it.
Alright, there's a pick from Mr. Epic onto Neo. Seems like maybe Lowpander can push off of this so we don't have to discuss Pixar movies anymore. Well, they tried, but the spam from the nerdRage team will, I guess, make them pull back. Do have Mr. Epic peeking very aggressively on the right, trying to get a pick onto Umbrak. Umbrak surfs, I guess that's a rocket. There's actually a pick from Mr. Epic onto Neo. Granger Bob gets Blitzo. Granger Bob tries to get out, but Nemtek gets a good pipe onto him, and also Mr. Epic. The Uber finally gets popped off from Lowpander. 3v3, but with a sentry, so it's really a 3v3.5 push. Ubers gets left by Kisakala here, and Namtek gets some good pipes. Trying to push in, trying to get the last pipe onto Ubers, but he gets arrowed, and Namtek dies, and it is actually 6v4. Lowpander could have tried and forced the Uber and then, I don't know, cap this last point.
Yeah, I think it's too difficult as they didn't force. They're just going to try and get the sentry. I think maybe just try and make it a bit easier for when they send a suicide, but the thing is, there is no rush for nerdRage, even though they've got a full advantage. They're not going to want to push out because they know that their pushes are going to be kind of weak. And if they make them push Uber v Uber, they know they've got the DM ability to sort of last the fight. So yeah, it's not really anything that's critical for them at the moment. I believe the splash bug is stopping the sentry from getting taken out.
Seems so.
Which is unfortunate. Valve, please fix. Another Pixar film I really like is Finding Nemo. That's also one of my favorites.
Oh, that's a kind of, I'd say that's kind of a basic Pixar movie, but it's still a really good one, yes.
It's like no, Toy Story is like it's not aged well, you know. Toy Story, I mean, I guess is overrated because at the time when it came out, it was like the best thing ever to happen to movies. But I think Finding Nemo is just, well, it's perfect. I love the end, the keep swimming stuff. That gets me pretty hyped.
Did you see the sequel?
No, I don't know if I want to. You know, some things have to remain sacred. You know, they're remaking Mary Poppins. It's like, you don't remake Mary... I know.
How does that even work?
I know. It's called Mary Poppins Returns. It sounds like it's a horror movie or something, where like Mary Poppins is returning back to London. Where she's gonna slaughter loads of little kids.
Mary Poppins, played by Kate Beckinsale, some kind of like super secret spy.
It's Emma Blunt. Emma Blunt's playing Mary Poppins. And it's just like, things need to remain sacred, and that's one of them. You just don't touch it. It doesn't need a sequel.
Alright, well, there's a pick. Mr. Epic onto Neo. They're trying to get some space on the left. They see the Sentry. They're going to try and spam it down. It's getting repaired. Lowpander not really getting anything. Namtek actually gets a kill onto Granger Bob, and it's 5v5. Korvac actually craters there. There's now some spam from Lowpander again, trying to get that Sentry. The Sentry does go down. Lowpander should go now if they want to go ever. Mr. Epic does die. The Ubers do get popped. It gets traded. A little bit better Uber for nerdRage. Trying to get them in, like some spam into the second point. There's actually, yep, they are definitely into this second point. But Neo does die. And nerdRage is abandoning this push onto second. And we're back on last. How are you excited for?
Thrilled.
Well,
I'm talking to chat.
Yeah, Lowpander has gotten bored. They're on the left. They are getting in here. Blitzo gets focused down by Zub, and Uber's getting the kill onto him. nerdRage is just sitting on the right here. Lowpander has a lot of space. They're trying to get onto the point. Korvac dies. Both soldiers down for nerdRage. Kills going all over the place, but the kills are going in favor of Lowpander. That's 3-1. First point for Lowpander.
Wow. We have a partial game on our hands. I mean, it's 5 minutes. They need to get 2 rounds. If it takes them that long to get 1, then yeah, they're going to lose. But
yeah, they've always been taking very long. When Lowpander wins these mids, they take 10 minutes to get a point, but they're going to have to do really quick, 2 minutes apiece every for both points. Nantek going the opposite side of Hildreth, both getting the pack.
Ooh, we got crits from Lowpander as well.
Oh, you see some bombs coming in. Blitzo taking a lot of damage early into this mid. They're just playing very passively, and Lowpander actually playing very aggressively. But the kills are actually relatively equal. But Neo and Blade have a lot of space around the left. Ubers dies behind. Mr. Epic dies behind as well.
This has to be the Pally 6-man incoming. Oh, they're playing it pretty smart as well. They're going into the opposite lobby.
Hildreth.
Crits has popped. There is no one frag. 2 frags. That's pretty tasty. That second frag, that was pretty good. Is he able to get the lot? No, not enough time. He should really go. Oh, he's going for Umbrak. He's going for it. He's knows the objective. If they need to win this, he needs to get onto Umbrak straight away. He's created some space for Zub, but Umbrak surfs it really well. Zub isn't able to connect on any more of the rockets. They really have to make sure they don't feed any more players here, because they can't really give up another round. The only thing that they can do is hope and pray.
That was a slightly silly mid. The team that was playing passively was the team with Uber instead of the normal crits passive play. They're just critzing into mid and trying to get the drop onto the medic, but yeah, not really working out. Penner's holding second here. The garage is definitely in the control of the nerdRage squad. Going in through top, the Uber comes in. Zub gets immediately destroyed. Ubers gets 2 kills on the flank though. And while the combo of nerdRage is on last, trying to get out, you see the flank getting destroyed. But there goes the entire combo of Lowpander.
There's a drop. That counts.
I wouldn't say that counts, but okay.
Yeah, no, it's going to count on the logs. That's what, at the end of the day, that's what matters.
There's Zub.
That is, yeah, that is it. There's a good game called by Kisakala. It'll be enter garbage time, and I guess yep, that is it. So it's over. This map, Granary, has gone the way of nerdRage as predicted. Well, as expected, I would say, to be honest. Yes. Not like it matters. Yeah.
Well, they got 1 more point than they did against their match, or in their match against Arctic Foxes. Instead of 5-0, it's 4-1. So it's improvement, but I wouldn't really say it's that big of an improvement.
Was Mookie the problem though? That's the thing.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say so. I mean, I'd say that a lot of the reasons they got 5-0 that match was more because of Granjabob underperforming a lot.
Wait, what match? Against
the Arctic Foxes Lowpander match.
That was 3-1-3-1 though.
Was that 3-1-3-1? Then what was the 5-0-5-0 that I
was
remember?
7.
That was the 7 match.
Yeah, that's expected. Though, you know?
That was something completely different. Yeah, the 3-1-3-1. I guess. Yeah. Well, And then I don't remember exactly what happened in the Fox
That's
match.
right, it's all a blur.
Well,
It's expected, you know.
well, yeah, Lowpander seems to be enjoying the garbage time with the 4 off classes. Zoob's spy play not working out, and then Grenjabob's spy play.
That's a bannable offense.
I don't even think he really did anything. I think he just wanted to DM Namtak there. And yeah, there's yeah, it seems to be a wrap for nerdRage. Probably gonna get this last point pretty smoothly. Hopefully they can take out this level 1 sentry by Kisakala, but well, the soldiers are coming in. Umbrek might drop. No? He immediately pops the Uber, and it's gonna be 5-1. I mean, not gonna really read too much into that because it was garbage time, but
It's, at the end of the day, this is all log damage, you know? See,
Yes.
these teams are doing it wrong, right? If the game enters garbage time, so you can't win or lose whatever situation you're in, just leave. Because then your logs stop at that point that you leave.
Well, come to think of it, I think that's what Grenjabab was going for. Get those backstabs, pad your damage.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, that would have been really good. I don't know how much it counts for as spy damage, though, on backstabs. I know there's a point on logs
300
where...
or something.
I remember, like, when on logs it counted for, like, 1,000, though. Because obviously a backstab's an instant kill, so it's going to be more than, what, 450.
Yeah. Well,
That's the most important part. But yeah, they should have just disconnected. That's the easiest thing to do.
Alright, well, let's see if the log padding has worked out for Lowpander as we, during this little downtime, see what the logs are like. You know, do some good old pseudo analysis.
It hasn't worked because none of them got backstabs.
Well, there are 7 headshots, sniper headshots from Mr. Epic, but those were mostly in that really long like stalemate where it was Neo and Mr. Epic trying to just do something, I guess.
I guess the only real way you can decide who wins this game is if you sort by air shots, which 19 is Zoob's fat score on those. 19 air shots, 12 kills. He is hitting everybody out of the air, so the real winner is him.
Oh.
Everybody else is a loser.
Well, that's something. The law creator showing that he knows how logs work. Looks impressive as possible.
19. Beautiful highlight. But yeah, I think the whole thing just sort of comes down to DM. The scouts from nerdRage are really, really good. And it's just a game, I guess, that's just too difficult for Mr. Epic and Ubers to carry. I mean, Ubers still did, like, the most damage, which is insane.
Jesus.
Like, all the time, he top damages. It's ridiculous. If he was in a really good team, a better team, sorry, it would be amazing, because he just seems to... his rockets just seem to do more damage than everybody else's. I don't understand why. It's like if he launches a rocket at you, it's guaranteed to like be a crit rocket somehow.
He's gonna be another great soldier, another good CIS soldier, I guess.
Maybe, unless he his computer stops working, he does a fundraiser and then goes to Overwatch.
Well, it's just forget about that. That's the painful past. No reason to bring that back up. Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, his computer won't be doing any breaking now. Now the team is moving to the US, so he will be paid. He won't need to crowdfund his computer this time.
Exactly. He gets it for free. So we're going to the baddie lands. This is a slightly faster paced map in some ways, unless one team's really good at holding last. So,
well, I don't know if you saw the Champ GG Lowpander match in week 1, but Lowpander likes holding second with those level 3 sentries on the stairs by Haunter, so it might be some fun mid stalemates as well.
But Mookie's not here.
Well, that's a good point, but I do know that Zoob has his Prem Highlander experience, so maybe maybe he'll we'll try to, I guess, fill the shoes that are, or yeah, fill the Mookie shoes, the flex shoes. Or maybe, you know, any of the other Highlander players, you know?
Yeah,
Highlander
there was also
players.
that 30-minute stale 0-0 at
Oh, yeah.
Rewind Land. So I guess on Badlands as well, which is, if I'm honest, it is a feat, but also an embarrassment for both of those teams that are able to make Badlands go 0-0. So it's possible, but I don't think these teams will have the motivation to not do anything for 30 minutes.
That was also a stalemate, mostly on mid in second, where it was just yeah, 7 like pushing AMs in like through resup like 20 times, and then that what was it, Corsa, that Corsa spy play that lasted 7 minutes in that corner. Yeah.
He's just playing the long game, you know. He's aware that he can get information for his team. He can call their Uber percentage bit by bit.
Hey, he eventually got that 3K spy. It admittedly didn't end up like getting a point. They didn't end up getting a point on the scoreboard, but he got that 3K in that highlight video. That's something, right?
I will admit, I genuinely fell asleep during that game. I'm not even lying. I mean, honestly fell asleep.
Well, I was in a mumble with like 8 other people, and there was definitely a lack of talking about the game. It ended up devolving into 2 commie Swedes talking about politics. It got very boring. I mean, if you need to talk about politics to get through a game of TF2, I don't know.
Yeah, see, I would just talk about the weather.
Well, it was like 2 a.m. There was basically no weather.
I guess so. There's 6 on each team, which means the start should be imminent. It'd be interesting if there's going to be any gimmicks, you know, if Lowpander will stay true to the ghost of Mookie and actually run some full-time off-classing.
It'll probably. I mean, Mookie said himself that Granary is just not a good map for off-classing because it's such a giant map, and this is definitely a lot more off-class friendly. And the game,
hopefully, we'll see a Pyro. No, Zoo pussied out. He immediately swapped.
This is disappointing. So yeah, as you said, just 2 cookie cutter 6s lineups, and we're going into this first mid.
Alright, it's crits from Kisakala again.
Oh, let's see what he can do with that. Both demos arriving to mid. Lowpander's all in Valley. Korba gets into the Lowpander house very quickly. Nothing really happening. Zub is actually in the nerdRage house, jumping onto the point, get some good damage out. Ubers actually gets an Amtag, and Ubers also get Blitz, so Korvac is cleaned up there at the combo as well. nerdRage has control of the point, but Lowpander is the player advantage, while both Scouts try to collapse onto the point, trying to get this fight against Neo and Blade. The crits get popped. Epic trying to get some kills, but Kisakala gets disconnected from Mr. Epic.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah, that is a mid for nerdRage.
I think Mr. Epic ran out of ammo as soon as they got crits, pretty much. But that was so well played from Blade and Neo. Like, they just instantly take out one scout straight away, like completely demolished him, and they just focus out the medic as soon as they crits as well. So it's really, really good.
Oh man!
I'd give that play a thumbs up.
nerdRage is approaching the Spire here, gonna go and cap. Granger Bob is on Spire though, trying to get a pick onto Umbrak. He jumps down onto Stone, bumps into Namtak, just walking around. They haven't actually noticed until he stabs and misses, and Neo gets Granger Bob. And now full Uber advantage for nerdRage going into this last push.
Yeah, there's gonna be a bit of a snoozy situation. There is Vaccinator as well running on for Kisakala, so again, nerdRage are quite familiar with it, so it'd be interesting to see what their counter strat is, if there is one. I hope there is, because I'm going to take down notes. I'm just waiting for the teams to make a move. Blitzo sort of goes in, takes out the sentry, gets traded. Neo gets Granger Bob as well, so it's a player down a piece.
Umbrak is just alone on the ground. What's going on? Uber gets forced rather. Zub gets Namtag, you know, they killed Blade as well, and the combo for nerdRage is sitting here up top with the Uber, but nothing really done with it. Lowpander's up 2 players, probably gonna push out soon.
Yeah, I can't really think as to what on earth went on then. I wasn't really paying attention. He was just, oh, look, Umbrak's there. What's he doing? Silly goose. And he just pops. Neo's going behind, possibly. He's causing a bit of trouble. He gets,
Blade going behind as well. Is anyone else seeing this? They are seeing this. The backup does get cancelled, and Mishtrepik and Zoop gets the cap on Spire.
So yeah, it's now in a bit of one of those situations where it's stalemate. He has Kisikala swapped here, so it's Uber v Uber now. There's still 2 missing for nerdRage. They have to give this up as well, so they're both falling out through choke. They really can't lose any more, or a player here, or they'll end up giving up Spire as well. But no, they all get out, which is all nice. Classic TF2, and now it's going to be the standard choke positioning.
Yeah, this is the stalemate position that I was expecting.
There's
actually a push coming
fast
in.
resup push, so they're going to go straight for a resup to see if they can get any frags on the flanks. Coreback is alone. Oh, that's really unfortunate. He gets caught out, but they do pop the Uber really early for
Need to get on Umbrak.
Lowpander.
Ooh, Umbrak just barely getting that Uber for dying, living with 30 HP with the Uber popped. Uber's is on Spire. There is a player advantage for Lowpander. Granderbuff pushing through choke with Zoob, trying to get some kills onto the demo and scout that are over there, while the rest of Lowpander is pushed through resup onto Spire. They're not actually capping yet. They're just sitting on bridge. Namtak is trying to get damage on choke.
So weak. Namtak gets like 2 pipes and splash pipe.
The scouts are coming in, and this is there goes just Kisakala alone on Spire.
Oh, wow.
Uber's does get out, but it's definitely just falling apart for Lowpander.
Yeah, they weren't. They were sort of just caught. They had a really good situation where I think they just killed Umbrak, and it's like that fight was pretty much theirs to win. And the demo man ended up getting launched behind. So it's like, just go behind and collect the frag, and they just re-push through chokes through his spawns. But because Namtek was alive for like about what seemingly must have been like 10 years, like he was just able to do too much distraction, and he managed to get so many pipes off as well onto key players. Is that a pause? Yeah, it is.
Ooh, another pause. Once again, no one's in danger.
Oh, that's upsetting. Zoob's sniping. Is anybody gonna go choke? Blade's... No, I don't know if he's heading to choke. Although if they're going resup, I think they are going resup. He could probably get a frag. So there might be a case of a pick there. As I try and stifle a yawn from excitement.
That was really smooth. I
Yeah,
barely noticed.
that was It's not actually a yawn because I'm bored. It's because I can hear my own voice. Yeah, I get like that. That's why I'm always tired, because I have to listen to myself speak.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I also get bored when I hear you speak.
I am. It does.
Banter.
Lads, if you had insomnia, you'd be thanking me a lot. I'm pretty sure I am the clinical cure for insomnia, but I'm awaiting my my official doctor certificate. But we're gonna have a resup push, as I said. It's gonna be a fat ad for the Frenchies. I'd imagine I'll be able to get Spire for free. As I said, the only person that can really thwart that is Zoob on Stonebridge. There's a high chance though that it'll just get slammed. But Hildreth, as I stifle another yawn, is sticking up behind him. There is a sticky that is heading straight for Zoob. I can see it.
Where is I can't. What? My game is doing some weird things.
Can you not see the sticky?
Yes, I see it.
Yeah, see, it's heading for Zoob. If Friendly Fire was on, he'd be dead. But it's not.
If
So it doesn't
only.
matter. That would be a lot more exciting.
I would very much like to see some friendly fire drops.
I might one day, if I ever get loads of money, I'll like host like a one night cup where it's Friendly Fires on for TF2, full sixes game with Friendly Fire.
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
I know, it would be like pushes through chokes and everything. Oh,
Did you make your own? Then you should make your own sync jumps.
it would be. Oh my goodness, like sticky. Can you imagine like if a dare man sticky jumps, like try and chase down a player, and his medic is like walking behind him and just kills the medic? That would be like so good now. There'd be so many situations like that, though. Like if someone stands in front of a sentry as well, because there's so many times now I think about it, where it's like you'll launch a pipe and it will sort of like go through a player or like bounce off a soldier. So it's like so many times, like how like oh my goodness, that'd be so good. I cannot wait. I really want to make this happen now.
So many good ideas for like one night cups.
Yeah.
If only we had someone like with just pockets full of money.
I know someone, but he's already given pockets loads of money to ETF2L and he doesn't want to do it anymore.
Aw. That's too bad.
Yeah, it is. Maybe. We need some of that esports cash, you know?
Maybe Esports United can give us some moolah.
Maybe Valve. Yeah? Where are you, Valve?
Maybe Valve, yeah.
Come on, we can put on an entertaining show for One Night Cup.
Yeah, come on, Valve. Give us some money so we can make meme cups. Oh, but the unpause has come in. Zoob trying to get a pick onto the nerdRage combo, pushing in through resub. Nothing quite happening yet. They're slowly making their way in, trying to get into drop down. Ubers denies them though. They're doing, I guess, okay to stale or push back nerdRage a little bit, make them take a little bit more time. Ubers gets core back. It seems like nerdRage is going to get the second point though. Ubers is actually very far into this balcony, and actually Zoob is on the spy play here. As another pause comes in.
This is a better situation though, because someone could die.
I have disconnected from the STV actually.
Well, it looks like mine's paused. Like I'm still on the STV.
Well, I am not, so please tell me what the situation is currently.
Well, I'm just trying to think whether or not this is real and I'm actually here. Because it looks like it's a pause.
Seems to me like I cannot connect to the STV, so yeah.
Am I now the radio cast host?
Yes. Please tell us what's going on, or do something. I don't know.
Hold on. Hello everybody. Welcome. You're tuning in to TFTV Radio. I'm your host WARHURYEAH. We've got just a letter popped in here from one of our biggest fans and listeners, which is Jonathan Pumplediddle, who says, "Hey man, big fan of your show. I'm going out gardening for the weekend." Oh, they changed it. Fuck, they ruined it.
Yep.
Ruined.
I did connect to the STV, but suddenly I was in a turbine match, which I think that's not a map anymore in the map pool.
For good reason. So, okay, so this is going to be weird. I guess maybe a team won a round. Because that's the only reason why it would pause and it would change servers. Because I can't imagine that they'd be okay with... Okay, yeah, they wouldn't do that midway through like a push or something, because then I'd obviously have to set up everything all over again.
Yes, 23 minutes left.
Yeah, they've confirmed
1-0.
it in chat. 1-0. 23 minutes, 49 seconds.
Well, I mean, that happened.
Oh, it means we didn't get to see how it played out.
I'm going to guess that Zoob's spy play did not work out, and then someone else sacked and died, and then they just pushed in last. Seems like they're trying to extend this cast for as long as possible.
Yeah, Mr. Epic can't join. Try server I put in Discord. Dear, dear.
Well, seems like we're gonna be here a while.
I really wanted to play some Dark Souls, you know.
I mean, I really wanted to. I wanted to wake up at or go to sleep at a reasonable hour. It seems like that's not gonna be happening.
What do you mean? It's only 9:30.
What?
9:30.
No, it's not 9:30. It's 10:30. I'm sorry, but you're in a bad time zone.
Well, no, we are the neutral time zone in the Queen's country. Everybody else's times is based on us.
Well,
so shut up. You know, when I go on to select your time zone, it doesn't show up as +1 or -1. It's just 0. It is the best time.
I wouldn't say it's the best time, but
It
I would
is.
definitely say it's the standard time. But everyone
It
knows
is.
that standard equals
The
boring.
world revolves around the great country. Portugal.
Oh, Portugal, I see, yes. I know a lot about Portugal. They have people. Kyler's from there.
Yeah, he is. He's gone to Overwatch now. Plays for Kick Esports.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep, they've left this server.
Hopefully we will get the
Classic.
STV info soon, rather than
Classic.
later.
Mm.
Yeah.
Why do these teams care when this match means nothing?
I'm glad that you said it, because I was thinking in my head, like, can we just default win this for nerdRage?
Yeah, well, it doesn't even matter if it's who gets the default win. Just toss a coin. Toss a coin.
Just default lost both teams. Just nullify the match.
Just cost a coin, everyone.
Ah, yes, I'll cost a coin. Well, we have another STV. We have people in the server. Mr. Epic has connected to this server. It seems like the Russian routing is working for this server, at least. We have everyone in the server except for Blitzo, who does not value my sleeping time. He's just going to wait it out. Let me go to sleep at 1 a.m. and then wake up at 7. Can't wait.
Why do you have to wake up at 7?
Well, some people have to go to school.
School?
Yes, I'm a baby. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness.
Big baby.
You sound like an American as well.
Don't do this to me. Please don't do this.
Are you American?
I'm not.
Do you have any American blood in you?
No, not at all.
When you bleed, do you bleed red?
Possibly.
So you don't bleed red, white, and blue and the stars and stripes?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, in that case, I guess you're right then. Why do you sound so American then?
I don't know, because when I first, played video games, I played with Americans on the Xbox 360. I spoke with a lot of them, so I, just adopted the American accent.
Yeah, I do that too. When I play on the Xbox 360 and all the Americans are playing and I get to play Xbox with them. What's your favorite Halo game?
It's the third one.
My favorite Halo game is Halo 2.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why?
That was the best Halo. Did you ever do the bug with the plasma swords? So you could jump really high?
I did, yes, actually.
That was the best part of Halo 2.
Yeah, I prefer that one.
You seem to know a lot about Halo 2.
Yeah, oh man, that Halo 2 destroyed my life. It honestly did. I was at school at that time and I binge played it so much I literally destroyed my school grades 100%. Because it was like the first real big online console game and it was just so addicting and it was so fun. It was unreal. I would play it until 4 o'clock in the morning. I would sleep at school. People say don't do drugs. It's like, well, drugs don't matter. Video games should be a warning as well.
Don't do Halo.
Yeah, don't do Halo.
Yeah, I'm a little bit younger, so Halo 3 was my big addiction. It was basically my first real competitive shooter that I actively played and tried to actually get into the esports scene.
The MLG scene.
Well, yes, but I mean, sadly, I lived in Europe, and console European players are just nobodies. So whatever.
Yeah.
And I mean, then again, I was also 11, so that also might have been a contributing
So you're 12
factor.
now.
Yes, I'm now 12 years old.
Haha.
It is, yeah, I had my 12th birthday about 2 days ago. It was very nice. I had cake, a lot of cake, and I made a wish, and the wish was that I don't have to cast this game anymore. And I don't think God's real. I don't think this wish is gonna come true.
That's upsetting.
Very upsetting.
Well, they might start soon.
Yeah, there are 6 on for both teams. They are starting. They're just asking who is being sent for the interview.
Oh, I hope no one gets sent.
Yes, maybe. I might actually agree with that. But the mid is starting. 23 minutes left. 1-0 for nerdRage. Mid's coming. Oh, wait. Someone's walking to the room. Can you cast for me quickly, Warher? Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Whilst Hiipfire deals with his intruder that's possibly burgling him, Ombrak gets taken down pretty much almost immediately. Zoob gets taken out in return. There's going to be some aggression onto Kisakala. Blitzo gets sent straight into the Valley of Death, and he is unable to collect the frag. However, it is just Kisakala by himself. Is he going to fancy the 2v1? No. It looked like for a moment he was tempted to, but he debated and decided to not get debated. Memes.
That was great. nerdRage is on the second. Lowpander has advantage. So
You might want to put your microphone, your mouthpiece near your mouth. There you go.
There you go. nerdRage is getting onto second here, but Lowpander is definitely going to be able to defend this. nerdRage actually never got the cap, so Lowpander's probably going to push into mid with this 50 full Uber advantage.
Yeah.
You're coming through choke here. You're getting a lot of ground. Uber's getting onto Korvac. Korvac has to leave. Epic gets a kill on Neo and choke. And the combo's leaving. Namtek actually dies as well. Mr. Epic trying to chase, but has to go back when Korvac and Blade meet up with Ombrak.
Yeah, it's a bit of shame no one tried to go for a back cap then. That was really open to it, but never mind. They're missing 2. Hildreth is unfortunately running the loose cannon, so I should now only refer to him as the devil. Reincarnate. As people that run or do not run standard pipes or the iron bomber are dead to me.
No love for the lock and load either?
Nope, that's a shit weapon for shit demos. That can't hit real pipes like real big boy men like me.
You're a very big boy.
It's Uber versus Uber. There might be sort of like a standard exchange in the top right. There is no off classes for the Frenchies, which is a questionable choice because it doesn't really take much effort to just sit in as a heavy and spawn. You might as well, but they opting to not do it. They seem to be very confident in their death matching, DM matching abilities.
Yeah. Lowpander's not really taking much initiative for now, just some slight aggressive peeking, but nothing else really. Blade is sitting... Where is Blade sitting? Blade is in spawn on spy, left spawn door. Just looking at main, see if anyone is manly enough to walk down those stairs and then get body shot. Epic sees the dot, maybe he's gonna walk down. Zoob actually dies in the bottom right to Korvac. The pick for nerdRage. Don't know if they're gonna push off of it though. Bliss still trying to get some space into top lobby. Not really anything done with that. Grangerbow gets some damage on Korvac. Mr. Abbott actually gets a kill on Blade, extending into main. Pick for Lowpander, but they're actually gonna try and get in on top right here. Actually, not gonna be trying to go for the Uber trade. Gets the kill on Namtek. Korvac sitting here in spawn.
That's really decent. They have an opportunity of playing the point now. I'd like to just sort of now go for it. Zoob is getting on top of the lamp. Mr. Epic is teasing it. That's forced Ombrak to pop his Uber. They know Zoob is above on the lamp. Is anybody going to deal with it? Blitzo, as he does hit him with a rocket, and Blade gets a collecting frag on that. And they've lost too many people, so they're going to have to now back out. Granger Bob is now just spawned, so they could help any sort of potential push onto Spire. But the loose cannon was causing a bit of trouble for Blitzo. He wasn't able to get out of resupply then.
The loose cannon working out a little bit.
Puke. There's a ... from Umbrak. That's it's oof. Ooh, not sure what I think about that ... Why was there 3? Why not 1?
Maybe he's just confused 3 times. But the Uber is coming in from Lowpander top left. It's trying to get onto Umbrak. Umbrak barely gets that Uber. Epic gets the Pyro of Blade. Korvac and Blitzo getting kills on well into the Demo and the Scout. They're trying to get onto the point. Nothing really working out. All of nerdRage are on the ground though, and the soldiers from Lowpander try to get onto them, but Yenny only get 2 kills.
Oh, it's the 1v1.
Yeah, he's gonna get chased. Neo this time is not gonna try, does not want to die like on last map, so Blitzo's on point trying to get some cap time, but it's gonna have to get out. Lowpander does have like 50% advantage, so might try to push into last when they get this Uber up.
Yeah, I think it was a bit too fine for them to try it. I'd imagine that. Oh god. I'm not yawning, I'm just opening my mouth really wide.
Just breathing because you need air.
Yeah, I just need more air. Just need lots more in me. Yeah, I don't think they'll push on the advantage, although they might do. They seem to be favouring it. We'll see. Or they're braving it. They do. They pop early. So they're going in bottom right to see if they can get any frags. They aren't able to get it. Onrak does get Uber as well. Zoob that gets popped up in the air and air shotted. So there's 1 apiece. Korvac gets traded. Neo does take out Ubers as well. So there's no solids on Lowpander at the moment. There's just 2 scalps and a Demo Man. They are cutting the losses, going back to Stonebridge, see if they can get a pick when they try and push out onto them.
Zoob is on the sniper play though. Let's see if we can get anything from any of these sight lines. Sitting in choke, but nerdRage is sitting inside, not really giving Zoob any openings to get any headshots. So it seems like a little bit of a stalemate at this point.
There is. It's only favouring nerdRage, although they wouldn't really feel comfortable in this situation because they're only winning by 1. Just need to breathe again, because I'm not really breathing that well. Keep on forgetting.
Alright, the Uber trade is coming in. Zakala and Uber just walking straight into top left. Ubers gets the kill on Namtak. Blade does clean up the kill, but the Demo is down for the side of nerdRage. Mr. Epic in a fight with Blitzo up top. That goes Blitzo's way, and now the combo's trying to get out. Hildreth gets caught. Mr. Epic dies. Just Hildreth. And now it's just 3 players, a scout, a sniper, and a medic in choke. Well, the entirety of nerdRage is going to get onto this Spire.
Zoob needs to really get some frags here. You know, when you go sniper, you gotta frag, and he's missing at the moment. He flicks his mouse a little bit in frustration of him missing shots. Blade is incredibly weak going reset, but they've solidified. They've held the position, so they'll be happy with that. They get another chance at pushing last anyway, so they'll have another crack. Piss has been thrown by Zoob and it has not connected, so the Golden Shower is going to have to wait until that recharges. And Zoob is again missing more shots. I'm just watching him beef. There is a rumour that his mum is a cow. That's not an insult, that is just because of the amount of beef that he has. And he gets taken out by Blade. So after all of those shots, which must have been about 30 of them, he doesn't hit any.
nerdRage is on Spire. They have the second point. nerdRage is going to have to hold on mid. Only slight advantage for nerdRage though. They are going to get onto mid here. Korvac's in their valley. Blitzo's on the other valley. Grenjabob and Zoop do take out Blitzo. That is a pick for Lowpander. Mr. Epic trying to kill Korvac on the flank. He just barely doesn't die. Gets out. Namtak trying to get out and a choke. And Lowpander has at least held this midpoint.
Yeah, that is a slightly positive thing. As Ubers is the one that goes jumping in deep. He gets kited onto Spire. As I press the wrong button and they start spectating Source TV for some reason, who's looking at mid and is not doing anything. But there is just too many deaths. There is a lot of feed coming from Lowpander at the moment. Kisakala and Zoob are the only ones remaining, and they have been taken out. Let's turn off my heating. We've got nerdRage. They're having a little push through choke. They're on their way going into trash, which is funny enough named after Hildreth. So they are entering into the lower lobby as well. To try and push through top. It's only a 10% advantage between the two teams. So this is going to be close. I don't think nerdRage are really in a position to want to push out. Sorry, push in. There is no need for them. They can just run down the clock for 10 more minutes and then decide to push.
Not even really. Oh, they're finally getting into top lobby. It's holding a little bit more aggressively, not just sitting straight outside. So just trying to see where this sentry is going. And there is some spam going in from both soldiers from nerdRage. Not actually killing the sentry though.
Was bamboozled by the vaccinator. Have they got that Kisakalo dropped? So I wondered why they were able to get it so quickly. It's not because they're hacking, it's because I've just turned my HUD off. It's because they're vaccinator. So again, it'll be interesting. I wanted to see nerdRage do the full push against this. I want to see how they deal with it. I think the last one was a bit of a bit awful because it was the one where Ombrak just Ubered on the floor on himself. So if we could watch something that's a little bit more entertaining, then brilliant.
Spy play still going on. Let's see where he is. He is in main, just sitting behind the wooden pellet. The barrels. There is actually some aggression from the scouts in bottom right, but they have abandoned it. Blitzo's making his way through main. Just slowly trying to pass by the Lowpander soldier there. Jamal's walking over the point. Blitzo's playing the long con. In trying to release his inner Corsa, but he actually seems to be going in for the backstab onto Kisakala soon. He's under them. He's gonna see finding an opening.
There might be a bit of a distraction play. There is.
Here it comes. Oh, and the drop.
Spicy.
Kisakala.
That's 4 drops.
I don't think it works like that.
It does for me.
Alright, well, Yorf gets popped from Ubers, but the Uber from nerdRage is coming in, takes that sentry down and kills the NG with it. Uber's actually coming in though, kills Ombrak, and nerdRage does have the play advantage.
I don't know where Hildreth is. He's behind the point, that's unfortunate. If he was on the lamp, that would be definitely 100% salvageable. And it's just Mr. Epic that was left on the point, which is a shame. I always it's pretty good to just put yourself in the lamp if you're going against like a full Uber advantage, because you're just going to attract loads of attention. It's like if Hildreth was there, they would have held that, I'd say, because there were a lot of people that were weak, and Ubers did so well at the end when he tooted his horn and getting a couple of frags, sort of gave his team a hope, a dream.
We have the next mid. Let's see what Lowpander can do. We have Namtak onto the point. A lot of nerdRage onto the point. Zoop goes in through their choke, but gets nothing really done. Bomb coming in from Ubers onto the combo there. Does get Namtek and actually gets Ombrak as well. Great bomb from Ubers. nerdRage is all over on the side of Lowpander, trying to get some kills. Gets Kisakala, gets Mr. Epic. And Lowpander is trying to not die to these 2 scouts and Blitzo, but they are all weak. And yeah, Hildreth gets out with 5 HP, but he's the only one who has survived from Lowpander for this mid. He's gone to nerdRage.
Yeah, pretty dominating from them. They got pretty much just out positioned at the start. As I said, they were all over the point at the start. So it was a very, very... Woo! Play gets deleted from the game. That's a nice sticky trap from Hildreth. That's one of my favourites as well. You always get like a free frag on the scout because they're all stupid. Come at me, bro.
Those controversial statements from the WARHURYEAH.
I don't care. I'll fight anybody.
The WARHUR hell yeah.
I'll fight anyone. Badman inspired me.
What about fighting in real life though?
No.
No? Not a big fan of that?
No.
Alright, well, Zoop gets Neo. Ubers launches Blade away, who also dies. Both scouts down for nerdRage, and Lowpander should be able to push off of this. We're back on house. Comes back. the combo of nerdRage is onto the Lowpander train, and the Uber does get forced from Ubers, who immediately Blitzo immediately jumping onto Kizakali getting the kill. Blitzo gets Zoob. Everyone dropping from Lowpander just to scout on point, and Hildreth sitting on the ramp of nerdRage. Grangerbob gets cleaned up, and Hildreth's probably gonna die soon. Gets focused. It's Soldier there. And yeah, does not make it. nerdRage is gonna move over to the second point.
Yeah, but that was it was a good force from Lowpander, to be honest. It was just that I think they committed a bit too hard for that Uber force, but credit to them, they went for the big pallies. Ooh, Namtak gets baited onto balcony, trying to take out the sniper. Zoob is there to meet him, and is unfortunate not to take out Namtak there. Zoob is fully aware that he's about to die. He goes to choke to try and save himself, but Neo is there to deny him. He is the chosen one for a reason. There are some stickies on main, and it looks like, yeah, Blitzo is pressing E to defuse him. So that is the bomb cancelled, and now Hildreth is on the lamp. Get ready for the lamp strats.
I think he has already been found though, and he drops down.
He fell.
Blade is getting some damage on him. The Uber advantage from nerdRage for now is working out quite well. Everyone dropping very low, and the kill's getting cleaned up finally. The Uber does get popped from Kisakala, but it's still 4v3 for nerdRage. Should be able to push in when this Uber fades, but they seem to be just waiting on the spawners and gonna build this Uber in top lobby.
Yep.
We can do this. We can do this. This is just 7.5 more minutes.
It's 2-0 to nerdRage if you're just tuning in.
Everyone has just dropped from nerdRage. I don't know what just happened, but Lowpander getting 3 picks in lobby, but nerdRage immediately responding with 3 picks of their own. But there goes Korvac, and it's still the number advantage for Lowpander, but don't really have a lot of opportunity to push out since nerdRage has gotten their spawners back.
Yep, both of the scouts were doing quite a bit of work, just sneaking around. Putting a bit of insecurity on the side of Lowpander, as they never really wanted to commit to that without all of them being alive. And Mr. Epic, oh my goodness, that might have been the second one. That would have gonna go into the meat grinder of drop down. It looks like they just want to push out from drop down, but it's like, you know, you've just lost 2 now. You can't go back. They are. Blade is on lower lobby. Kisakala is kind of weak as well, so I'd like to see nerdRage just kind of like push on this, because it's definitely a free force here if they're able to do it. Korvac is going in, Neo's going as well. Korvac does get the Uber off as well, so that's an early force onto Kisakala. Are they able to collect any frags? Korvac, oh my goodness, he almost juked them so well. He jumps over the Uber. So they're able to get the Uber off, and they've only lost 1 player, which is absolutely fantastic. And they're going to have a full advantage. Yay!
Well, the Uber gets popped from nerdRage very early actually into this push. Hildreth drops really weak. Blade is coming into top left, but the Uber has faded, and they haven't really got anything done. I mean, they got Zoob. Blade is sitting behind, actually gets a kill on Grangerbob as well. They are getting picks. nerdRage actually seems to be wanting to move off of these picks they've gotten. Korvac is in top right. Press such a combo following suit, though Umbrak actually dies to Ubers, who just walks in through main and gets 2 picks. 3rd pick, actually. We're doing a great job canceling this nerdRage push. Now it's just Blade alive on the flank, and that's it.
Yep, that's yep, Blade does get taken out, so that's a full wipe. And yep, 2-0, 5 minutes and 30 seconds left. There's still time, although it is going to be a little bit more pressure going to be added on to Lowpander, as they're really going to have to start with some forward momentum if they want to win this. Or tie it.
They need 2 points to tie this up, and have 5 minutes to do it, and I'm going to move through the house here with this Uber that they have. The Uber gets popped very early. Hildreth jumping in, and not really able to get the kill onto Umbrak. And we're just going to have to cap mid, but did not actually. Mr. Epic gets 2 kills, gets Blade and Korvac. It's very valuable picks. Zuba's behind, he's on 2nd.
Well, they're going to get Uber though. This could be quite trouble. They would have heard that as well, but nerdRage, they look like they're going to go in. That was a bit of an indecisive pop there. It looks like they didn't really want to, and then they just Ubered early. Someone caught a pipe. Namtat takes out Mr. Epic, so they've got quite a few players that are behind. As I said, Zoob is on spot. He gets air shot, but he gets arrowed as well. That is insane. Oh my goodness, he's literally on life support. Wow, that was a sick arrow from Kisakala, that really was. And that would have been quite unfortunate for the player that air shot him, because that won't count as a frag, buddy. There is the stickies going into the burning bush on Badlands, and he'll just got some of the rocks as well. I'm going to watch these stickies with intent, but they're going to be useless as nerdRage are pushing resub. And Ubers gets taken out almost immediately. He is pocket, but he's playing like a roamer. No frags was collected by Hildreth anyway. Oh, he got Blitzo though, so that's a frag. That counts.
Got something, at least, to show for it. nerdRage has the full Uber advantage though, and they have seconds. Zuba's in this reset position, trying to do something, but he's basically revealed his position, just spamming away. nerdRage moving into the top lobby. Blade's trying to deal with Zoob. Does not get the kill on Zoob, and Zoob is just going to keep sitting in reset while nerdRage takes his top area.
Oh,
Forces the Uber
nice.
though.
That was really, really good. He was able to sneak through lower lobby, just jumping them on balcony and get the force. So that's really good. Zoob has to back spawn. He does, which is really good. I'd love to see a pyro or a heavy right now. They need something to just sort of buy some time, because they're 75% Uber. They're getting spawns in 3 seconds, whereas a heavy would just be good meat shield. Hildreth has taken a 1v1 against Namtak, and it looks like they have thwarted the immediate push from nerdRage. They have a full advantage. There's 2 minutes. It is possible, but they have to make a move now.
Blitzo's on Spy in main. He's coming behind Kisakala. There's Kisakala.
Oh,
and Kisakala drops, and that is the actual drop, and gets the kill on Hildreth. And this is, I think this is the push from Lowpander basically. Now, well, they're actually getting a lot of picks here. Namtak is caught as well, and there's only 2 people from nerdRage left alive. And Lowpander, they still have a slight chance. They have 2.5 minutes to get 2 points. They're on second, but nerdRage does actually almost have the Uber, so
yeah,
chances are quite slim.
I'm calling it. 2 minutes, 9 seconds at 21:59 GMT. We have now entered garbage time.
It's unfortunate.
So that would be all she wrote for Lowpander. As I said previously, this game means absolutely nothing, because both teams have solidified their playoff spot, and their position in said playoff spots have not moved. So that's that. GG, well played from both teams. It was actually quite exciting on Badlands, I will admit. It certainly started to get a bit hair-raising at various sections.
Definitely.
But yeah, I don't know, I would say overall, Lowpander played well.
Yeah.
But it's kind of difficult to really judge these two teams when we know, and they probably know, that this game means nothing for their positions apart from bragging rights.
Both teams also playing with Mercs, so
yeah. So it's it's not too much to look into.
yes. Well, yeah, it was a real cast, a real match to watch. But it was surprising. It was actually surprisingly exciting.
Yeah, Badlands was. Granary was absolute snooze fest.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, I do think that we had a very productive discussion on this during the snooze fest, but there's another drop from Kisakala, vaccinated drop, but it's one for the logs. I guess actually that doesn't count towards the stuff.
Yeah, we found out that Wooly is the best Pixar film.
Oh, that was a very important thing.
And Halo could be legally classed as a Class A drug.
That's it.
And the players are leaving. Kisakala says, "Thank you for PCWs." Ooh, spicy. And Blade has done the correct thing, which is disconnected from the server, so his logs do not get affected. And that is it. That is all she wrote. It is all done and dusted.
Would you like to look at the look at the logs, do some analysis, or? It's been a very long cast. I would say I'm kind of tired.
I would say I'm tired, but I'd be lying. I'm just naturally a really boring person. Yeah, there's nothing really to note on the logs, to be honest. Although the nerdRage soldiers were absolutely pounding throughout on Badlands. So overall, they did a really, really good job. And Ubers, again, performing very well. Highest DPM on his team. Really, really doing a good job. And yeah, they played okay. I guess they were slightly unfortunate to lose Badlands. I was only lost by 2 rounds, and they certainly put up a better fight than I was expecting. But yeah, that's my analysis.
Yeah.
Air shots, though, the most important is the nerdRage soldiers that come out on top.
Zoob, not this time playing for the logs.
Exactly. You cannot really fault that guy. He put a good effort, though, to get into the logs, though. So who knows? Maybe next time for him.
Yes.
If he is, he's going to be in playoffs. So I don't know if it's going to be him that's playing or if it's going to be Mookie, but he can certainly pad his air shot stats for the season. That's for sure.
All right. Well, is that it? I'm unsure. Yeah, that's.
I've got nothing else to add.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I really have anything else to add.
Do you have any shout outs, Hiipfire?
Well, I'd like to give a shout out to the producer, Amik, obviously, you for co-casting with me through this this extremely exciting series of maps, and well, I don't think I have much else to add. Actually, well, people should attend Gamers Assembly. It's second week of April. You gotta support TF2 lands, and yeah, that's all I got. You have any shout outs, War?
Shout out to me for being here tonight. I mean, you're not really all worth my time here, but you know, what can I say? No. Yep. Thanks everyone that's involved. People behind the scenes as well, not just Amik. Thank you for those that were watching as well. We tried to make the best and the most out of a game that literally does not matter at all. I've said this many times, but for those that may be like, man, they're not taking it seriously, this game does not matter for both teams. It's not until we get into playoffs that should be played and start to be played next week that we will probably see a lot more interesting Team Fortress 2, because I believe it's going to be Lowpander versus 7 first, and then it's going to be Arctic Foxes versus nerdRage. So that is going to be a very exciting game, nerdRage and Arctic Foxes. I can't wait for that. So that's probably going to be the closest battle between the two. So yeah, that's all. I think that is all from us. Thank you for watching, everybody. You were watching Lowpander versus nerdRage on Season 26 of ETF2L. We will see you next time. And good night, everybody.
Good night.